Guys, I am back every Sunday at 5 p.m. like I said I would be. Listen, we're going to be talking about how you can start your non-medical care agency, how you can fund it, how you can get the credit that you need to fund your business up to 50 to 100,000. We're going to be laying out the steps. We're going to talk about the difference of a non-medical home care agency versus a non-medical healthcare agency. We're going to be talking about funding, again, up to 50K to 100K. Get your first funding so that you can basically, what do you call it? Fund the business, market it correctly, the right areas to market it in, and so on. So right now, let me get my ladies in. And make sure y'all share with anybody that you know that want to start a non-medical care agency or a non-medical healthcare agency, group home, adult care facility, veterans home, and so on. Make sure that you share with anyone that you think that would want anything like that. Get your first funding, how to repair your credit to make sure that you're getting up to the 150K. And yeah, let's go. Hey ladies, I want you guys to introduce yourself and make sure y'all share with anybody that y'all know that want to ask questions, because here's where we're going to be giving out a sauce. Here's where we got the time. I know a lot of people. Thank you, cousin. I know
Thank
a
you,
lot of
cousin.
people. A lot of people want to jog our brain, want to ask questions, and a lot of times we just don't have time. So we've decided to come here every Sunday and let you ask any questions that you need. I see you later, daughter. Any questions that you need, that you want to know, we're going to answer all your questions. Just make sure you drop them in the comment section so we can get busy. What's up? Come on, introduce yourself and let's get to this.
All right, hey everybody, how y'all doing? My name is Shani. I'm an entrepreneur in this industry. I have my own home care agency called Helping Lives. I also do home care consulting. So I'm a mother of six. I'm an ordained minister. Then I can't talk at all today. It's all foggy. However, yeah, so like I said before, I'm an entrepreneur in this industry. I'm helping people get their home care agency started. And I'm here today, Sunday, dedicating myself and my time for any questions or concerns that you may have as it comes with opening up your home care agency.
Absolutely, absolutely. Hey, Terica, go ahead and introduce yourself. Let the people know who you are and what you helping us with and how
Hello,
you're a part of the team.
hello, everyone. So glad to be on this live with you guys. My name is Terica Williams Store, and I'm a mother of three, married entrepreneur. I actually just a financial literacy coach here with the Bulletproof Entrepreneurs, and I'm also an entrepreneur too, representing my brand that I just launched through the Bulletproof Entrepreneur. So I'm excited about sharing information about financial literacy and helping everybody get to where they want to be financially with their business.
Absolutely. Next, we have.
Stephanie Bell. Hello, hello, hello. My name, like I said, is Stephanie Bell, and I'm here as a grandmapreneur, entrepreneur for many, many years. And I have the Ultimate Concierge business, which comes with multiple things: corporate liaison, 24 years of being a travel agent, personal and professional assistant, and also the director of the Bulletproof Entrepreneurs Biz Academy, where we bring resources to you. And we're going to talk about how those resources come hand to hand and align with the healthcare.
Excellent. So let's get started. Well, I see the first question. I would like an apartment building and make it into a veterans home. Is that possible? It definitely is possible. I mean, it just depends on how you structure it. So everything's about structuring it and then going to let the VA know what it is that you offer. So are you going to offer just for somewhere for people to stay with a bed, get them back and forth to their med appointments, their mobility, like are you going to service veterans that got like maneuver issues? Are you going to have high functional? Are you going to need skill? It's just you got to figure out exactly what veterans you're going to serve. But it's
Absolutely.
definitely possible. So
Yes.
I guess I'm going to start with Shani. I want to ask you or start right now. Start and talk about the difference between a non-medical home care agency and a healthcare agency.
Okay, so the difference between the two, because there is a difference, non-medical, you don't need a nurse. You need a high school diploma, a GED, and a state license. With the skilled home health agency, you will need a nurse. You'll need a provider, which is a physician, to oversee because they'll oversee like the orders and things like that. Because with the skilled services, they need like occupational therapy, physical therapy, speech therapy, wound care, and sometimes they'll need like oxygen. So you will need nurses and things like that to in order to have like a skilled home care agency.
Got you, got you. So it's still something we're able to do, but that qualifications would need to be a little different. Non-medical versus healthcare versus
Yeah.
medical, basically.
Yes, because it depends. It with the skill, it's your staffing. So
Okay,
it depends on staffing. So non-medical, that's where you have like your CNAs, your PCTs, your home health aides, your STNAs. You can staff those. But when it comes to a skill, you got to have different people on staff. You have to have like a LPN, a RN, a physician, and like I said, because it's skilled. So it's like those ones
okay.
that come in from like outpatient surgeries. You have the ones that they need more help in the home. They need more skilled services.
Got you, got you, got you. So, what's the price difference? Like, I know, like, I don't want to get into marketing and talking about the funding part yet, but what's the price difference? Like, which one would be the most effective and efficient, like, to start between the two?
So with non-medical, it's really it's going to be your more on the low end side. I mean, it's the startup is about 50K, and then when you go to the skilled portion of it, it's going to be about anywhere between 75 and 100K to get that one started. Just because, like I said, staffing, and with those staffing, RNs, physicians, and therapists, they require larger payment because they have that title behind their name. So you got to look at it in that way because again, skill facilities. You got to get these people to come out and especially if they're homebound, you got to get them to come out into their home. So it's going to cost you a lot, way more money to get a skill going. So I would advise that if anybody wants to get started with getting their own home care agency, start with the non-medical first because it's the easiest and you don't have to do a lot of startup cost. So start with non-medical. It's the easiest. It's the most efficient. And you can take private pay, whereas with skilled, you need medical insurance to do that.
Got you, got you, got you. Got you. So I don't want you guys to get scared because in that 50K comes along with the marketing part, the hiring, being able to pay your staff, the payroll, and even us submitting your application. So the startup probably out of pocket was going to cost 5 or 10,000, but to put the
Yeah.
marketing dollars behind it and to make sure that you're going to bring in that 30,000 a month, you want to start with 50K, which makes sense.
Yes.
So, Terica, I want to ask, what is because you do uh personal credit and help them get ready for funding, correct?
Right, right.
Okay, so what would be a good personal credit profile to get ready for the funding process?
Well, the goal is to get them to a 680, plus credit score, and that's pretty much the threshold to really put them in position to move into the funding phase of the process. So the whole goal is to, get rid of the collections accounts that, if that's on someone's profile. Also, making sure that their credit card utilization is at 10%. So that way, that won't be a negative impact to their score, which is a 30% hit when it goes over that 30% usage. And then having at least 2 to 3 active revolving accounts and one installment account. So the revolving accounts would be the credit cards. The installment accounts would be like your mortgage. It could be car payments. It could be student loans. Those are, all a mix of credit in which that makes up 10% of what your credit score is. So you want to make sure that all 5 components of what makes up your credit
Mm-hmm.
score, that you actually have, you have that percentage working. You have something in each category that's going to help assist in getting you to that 680 plus credit score.
Yes.
So, so if you meet these requirements, then typically you can often, apply for 20K, for a personal loan and get
Okay.
funding for that. And that will kind of like jumpstart you while you're getting yourself in position to go ahead and move forward to the funding for the bigger loans.
Got you, got you. So I'm gonna come back to you, but I'm gonna go to Stephanie because I feel like this go hand in hand. So so if I'm working on my personal credit and but I want to get business credit, what are the things that's happening in the academy that you are helping them get their profile done for business credit getting set up?
So some of the things that we're helping people get their profile set up for business credit is
Mm-hmm.
starting off by getting the formation. And that formation would be making sure that you have your EIN, making sure you have your LLC, have a business bank account. These go hand in hand. And then setting up and creating accounts such as in your Duns and Brad, setting up a Duns and Brad account, setting up a NAV account.
Okay.
These are formations and structures so that when you're ready to move ahead in healthcare and to get your certifications, then you will have the foundation of a business to move forward. And this could be done, it could be done on your own, but we have all of these links and modules and classrooms in the Biz Academy, the Bulletproof Biz Academy, so that you could even do step by step yourself, or I'm here to assist.
Absolutely, absolutely. So y'all hear that? So basically, what she's doing is helping you. She's holding your hand because a lot of times we all know that the information is out there. It's all over, Google, and then now we're using Chat GPT and so on. But
Hmm.
it's this information overload that we're not completing anything. We like, oh yeah, I started. I talked to a bunch of people that they say, oh yeah, I got my EIN, but they don't have the second part, meaning the Secretary of State. They don't have a bank account. They don't have the phone number registry. They don't have, the address. They don't have,
Mhm.
specific
The
things that they
website,
stop
the
at.
email, like stuff that they
Mm-hmm.
really
Yes.
need to foundate the business.
Right.
Yeah,
And that
absolutely.
the lenders look for.
And that's
'Cause-
what lenders look
Yes.
for.
right.
And this
So
is
to
for
get
any business you have.
Any
any
business.
business. So she's helping
Yeah.
with any business, even though that we're talking about healthcare. She's helping with any business. Get your any business set up and get the funding that you need. However, healthcare, we got in that academy helping you set up your NPI number, helping you get with specific sites so that you can find the right clientele so you know who you serve. And a lot of times people, they want to start but they don't know how to get the clients, and how you get the
Hmm.
clients is actually in every area is you market. You're marketing to your clients. You're
Yes.
telling them what you help them with. You're finding a need. You basically fixing a need to people that need help, and you're offering your services, so we help you in there. Um so Shani, tell us a little bit more. Like, what are some of your common like questions or hiccups people might have that that you feel like that you can help them overcome to get them through getting their license and getting started?
Was that a question for me?
Yeah,
Okay, can you ask it again? My phone had went blank. Sorry about
absolutely. I
that.
said, what are some of the objectives that some of your people have that you help get started that feel like once they come to you and you can walk them through, basically helping them get started, like where they might be afraid of. And then once you kind of just go down the steps, what are some of those objectives that come about to help people know that we're here to help them?
So a lot of people, once we first get them, they be kind of, they'll either come to us with they have a LLC, but it's not geared towards healthcare. So then we got to get them
Mm-hmm.
over that hump. And then a lot of people, they know some information, but they don't know a lot. Like I was talking to somebody yesterday, and she was just like, I feel like, the home care agencies are, like pretty much everybody is doing a home care agency. So I told her, I said, it's a lot of different other things out there though. It's non-medical transportation, there's shared living. There's so much in the industry that you can do in healthcare because the need is great. And we don't always have to look at non-medical agency or skilled home health agency, which that is a really big need.
Mm-hmm.
It's so many people out here that needs that services that they're not aware that they need those services. So once you talk
That's
to
so
people
true.
and you give them that
So true.
information about what is really out there, then they understand. Because a lot of times people just don't know. They don't know. They don't know what's all in the healthcare industry. They
Yeah.
don't know like the do's and the don'ts. They don't know the state regulations and rules. They don't know the protocols. They don't know the policy and procedures. But once we get on and we do the discovery call and you really pick a person's brain and know exactly what it is that they want to do, because they feel like some questions are dumb and some ideas is dumb and don't make sense. But every idea is
Mm-hmm.
not dumb. Stuff makes sense
That's right.
and ideas make sense, but if you don't really know, if you're kind of ignorant to the field and you really don't know a lot of things, you kind of shut down and you won't never move on it. So a lot of the times once I get people on the phone and we get them moving through our program and our consulting, they find it is a whole lot more easier than what's in their head. If that makes
Absolutely,
sense.
Mm-hmm.
absolutely,
It's a
Yeah.
absolutely.
whole lot
Yeah.
easier once you get it out on paper instead of what's in
Yes.
your head.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, absolutely. So y'all hear that? So listen, what we're trying to prevent, and our servitude to people is one to answer any question that feeling skeptical about. We're here so you can answer these questions every Sunday, so we can answer the questions every Sunday instead of you continuing to keep googling random steps.
Yes.
What
Mm-hmm.
we're helping you with is have a roadmap that keeps you moving forward,
That's
and
right.
you're going to have your agency in the next 90 days. So,
Yes.
Come on now.
because
And
that's what
don't be
we're here
afraid of
for.
credit. And
Yes.
another thing, people are so afraid of their credit. Don't be afraid of your credit.
Don't.
Credit will fluctuate. You can miss one,
Just
you can be all the way up there at an 8 or a 7 and you miss
Yes.
one payment and it will
Yes.
drop
that's
you
right.
down to a
You
5
ain't
or a
lying.
6.
Yes, it
So
will.
don't be
Yeah.
afraid of
It
your
happens.
credit. Don't let credit be the reason that you feel like it's unattainable, that you can't do this, because
Right.
That's
that's not true.
That's
Listen,
All
right.
you
it's just a
need is
speed
all you
bump.
need. Yes, all you need is some professionals, people who's been specializing in this, that know how credit fluctuates, and they just need to put some stuff behind you and put some stuff underneath your credit to get that bump up. That's all you really need. You just need some people that's professional and knows credit, because you don't know it. So when you look at that number, it scared the hell out of
yeah,
you.
or you don't even want to check it. You don't
And you
want to
don't
check
even
it,
Yeah.
want to
but
check it.
They don't even want to look at
that's been my
it.
background, even though I've implemented it into the systems and stuff to make sure. So, my thing is I just don't fix people's credit anymore, but I help you get the credit profile, or whether that's do it yourself or go into my system. But I help you get the funding I help you fix your credit so you can get the funding that you need to push your
Mhm.
business forward, because a lot of people, they don't understand that it takes money and they run out of money way before it's time. Like,
Yes.
you'll run out of liquid cash. So if you don't have that credit to
Yes.
sustain you, like there's been times I had to take out $20,000 and $50,000 credit lines just to pay my staff, because
Yes.
Medicaid didn't pay me, or
Mm-hmm.
the pay source, the independent person didn't pay me yet. So I had to take out that loan. And if I didn't have the credit, then I would have had to shut down my business. So that's the reason
Right.
why we push, the good debt versus bad debt. Sometimes you need that for your crutch. So
Right.
there's
Yes.
no such thing as a debt-free company. All the companies that look perfect out there got some type of debt, right? So
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
that's why we're pushing. And again, we just want to help y'all stop Googling random steps, or you got these steps. I got people to come to me and say, I got this, and this. And I'll be like, well, you're missing step 3 and you missing step 7. How can I actually help you? Maybe I
Right.
can allocate it or whatever, but so that you won't Google these random steps. We got the roadmap. I don't want you to be here next year. Still ain't nothing changed. You still stuck because you still Googling stuff. You still know a little piece. You like, oh, over here, I filled out this part, but you don't got this part, or do you got this state policy? Like all the information. When I say all
Right.
Yes.
information is on the internet, but it's no roadmap.
Yes.
And it's
Absolutely.
a bunch of different pay sources out there. So even I
Yes.
had to learn that. So who I'm talking to is my younger self, myself that was like, who gonna pay me? My first
Yes.
home I opened it was kind of like a group home, but it was called an adult care facility. And what that facility is, mental health and addictions actually was the pay source. They had something called RSS, which isn't bad, but all the care that I said that I offered, because I didn't understand, I had to pay somebody 24-hour care, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
I put it on that paper, but only $1,100 was coming in per bed. So that wasn't making sense. Like, how can I pay a caregiver, even at that time, $13 or $15, and it's $1,100 a bed, and the house only, supply 5 people.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the pay source. But that was more so probably on the independent side of me just saying, "Hey, I'm gonna check on them. I'm gonna make sure that they have the assistance that they need. I'm gonna make sure that they're at their doctor's appointments or something like that, but not having 24-hour care." But that was
Yes.
something I had to learn the hard way, and I put on the application, so they expected us to be there.
Yep,
Right.
that's true. Because
Yeah.
They
in group,
expected us
because
to
in
be there.
group home setting, you're responsible for everything. You're responsible for the utilities. You're responsible for putting food in that house. You're responsible for taking care of that client. You're responsible for clothing the client. You're responsible for paying your staff. You're responsible
Right.
for everything. So you got to make sure that if you got somebody inside of that group home, that they are afforded every resource that's in the community. So if it's
Mm.
waiver services, if it's Medicaid services, whatever the pay sources that's out there that's available for that individual, you got to make sure that you bringing it in that household so that, like Mila said, you able to pay staffing, you able to keep that roof over the head, you able to pay utilities, because if not, you're constantly taking out loans and everything like that to keep your business afloat. Otherwise, like she said, you got to shut the business down.
Man, listen.
And if
So
you ain't got the credit and everything, you can't
Yeah.
even open up you can't
yeah,
even go
I
out
got
there and
people
take
that
out a
come to me and be
line.
like, "Well, I
Yes.
got all of this stuff. Should I work on my credit?" I am going to always tell you, whether you find a credit repair agency, whether you get with whoever, your mama, your sister, or whatever, I am going to always tell you to stay ready, get ready. What is it? Stay ready before you. What is
Stay
that
ready so you
word?
never have to get ready.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So be that, because you don't know when you're going to have to use that. Like, don't wait till your
Absolutely.
car break down to be like, I'm about to fix my credit. Okay, your car
Absolutely.
broke down today. You got 90 days or 120 days to fix your credit, and now you carless. So what I would say is always be constant working on that thing. Like when a girl asked me, I'm like, yeah, I mean, you are working on your agency, but I would still say you need to be sending your credit letters in, and the information is out there. And like I'm always say, if you can do it or you know how to do it, why haven't you done it?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Why aren't you checking it? Why aren't you looking at it every month? Why aren't you, checking it every week and filing a dispute letter, learning the verbiage, chat GPT in it, or whatever it is that you got to do, YouTube and university, why aren't you doing those things? Because it
Because we
just
don't
don't
take it
make
on
any
our time.
sense. It just
Yep.
don't make any sense to
Hmm.
keep saying I'm gonna be working on my credit, but you're not. or
Right.
I'm going to wait until income tax time to pay for a $59 product when we know that we going out, when we know that we wearing the best designer stuff, when we know that we like nice stuff, but saying like act like this ain't a priority, especially if you're over 30. So you get a little uh give with me if you under 30 because you got to figure that out. You got to realize that's important. But when
Right.
you over 30 and your credit is important.
It is.
Your
Absolutely.
credit is important. So I just want you to know if you're a caregiver or any type of medical assistant for phlebotomist or whatever, you can actually be imagining looking back, looking at how proud you are, saying I can take my caregiving skill and I can turn it into a business.
Mm-hmm.
I can turn it into a business. I watched people do that all COVID when it was when they were what was they doing when they were being helping them bringing them back to life.
Traveling. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
traveling nurses.
Traveling
Traveling.
nurses.
Yes, the
Traveling nurses.
traveling
Yes.
nurses.
That was a business made up.
It was not a
that was
thing.
unheard of before COVID.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody really ever done that. It had to be something major. But during COVID, that business boomed. That business where I
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
seen people, caregivers go into, they opened up homes in Miami. They opened up homes in DR. Just caregivers. You didn't
Mm-hmm.
need anything else. The only thing you were doing was making sure you was that person's support person, making sure they took
Yes.
their medicine, making sure they had the pineapple juice, making sure, they had water.
I mean, it's a demand in it
And it's
always
never going
because
nowhere.
it's
So when
never
everybody's
going
like
It's here to
everybody's
nowhere.
stay.
starting this, it do seem like a saturated thing. But really, if you feel like everybody's starting this, like thinking about a red car. Once you see the red car, you're gonna keep seeing a bunch of red
Send
cars,
red
but you've never
cars.
seen it before. So
Mm-hmm.
it's where caregiving going? We all getting older. So
We
somebody
all
gonna lose
getting
their
Yeah,
older.
I
eyesight.
will.
Yep.
Somebody gonna, maybe have an amputated leg, be mental. Any of that
Yep.
stuff is always forever going the way that this society is set up.
Yes.
So you think about what you want to offer, whether that's on a heavy end, whether that's to children, whether that's to fluent kids, whether that's to pregnancy kids. You think about what you want to offer, and it's out there. Just because when we were 15, we were having babies. The other 15-year-olds are now having babies. I mean, of course, it's less because it's more birth control, but it's still happening.
It
Right.
is.
It's still happening. My grandmother is getting old. When I started this, my grandma was like, I don't know, 70. Now she's 83 years old. So you know what I'm saying? And now she might need that help more than ever, even though in the beginning it came from my grandparents. My grandparents let me be their guinea pig. My grandmother was my caregiver. My grandmother did all the stuff I needed her to do and help me because I didn't understand, like all the skill part. But now she's 83.
Mm-hmm.
I can't send her out to nobody's house. Now I'm looking to send somebody to her house.
Right.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
It keep going.
I was just thinking myself, I was like, if I knew all the information that I know now, if I would have knew that then with my grandmother, there's no way that I wouldn't have started this business a long time ago. But now that I do have the information, like you said, with my mother and my father, I just think about them like there's no way I can send Nisi to anybody's anything. I have to be the one to
Ooh,
send
I
somebody
understand.
to her home. And that's going to be a challenge. You know what I mean? Like trying to think about sending somebody to my own mom's home to be there and to be her light and to help her and assist her and stuff. That, like that's going to be a challenge, but that's something that I'm willing to do opposed to sending my mom to a nursing home. And the way that our president, God rest, ooh, Jesus. But the way it's set up in this day and age and how he's taken away from the Medicare and taking
Yes.
and causing where our people cannot even go into nursing homes now or they got a set
Mhm.
amount of time in which they can stay in a nursing home. It's evident that if you are in the nursing field in your family, or if you're the one that's been in the nursing field in your family, you need to get an agency so that you can send people out to take care, if nobody else, take care of your family because you know your family's getting older and they're going to need somebody because the nursing homes is not going to be around even and even if they are around, it's for a short amount of time. It's only
Right.
they're
And
only around in
they
the
ain't
going,
stopped building them. So
and
like
they
even
ain't
when you
stopped building
said
them.
the lady said everybody's starting it, hey, I didn't been out in Houston for 5 years and I have at least seen 6 assisted livings be built. So that means people
Yes,
getting older. That means it's a need for it. I
it's a
mean, when
Right.
I
need.
started in caregiving, that was the slogan that they said, the baby boomers.
Yes, the
It's
baby
a whole bunch
boomers.
of baby boomers getting older and they need care.
They
So that's
need
what they told the
care.
nurses. That's what they told the caregivers. That's what they told anybody that wanted to get
It's
in
a
medical.
cycle. The cycle. It's just a repeating cycle. We grow
Right.
and then we get older. And
Yep.
And
you
then
know,
just like Chiquita said, the way people want care is changing.
yes,
Yeah.
Some people want their closet vacuumed out.
that's it.
Some people want you to teach them technology.
That's it.
Hmm.
Because the technology
It's
is
moving.
growing.
It's changing. Yeah.
It's moving. It's moving so fast. So, you can offer, it can be so many different things that you can offer that we're needing help with.
Yes.
We're basically gonna be the task rabbit of healthcare.
Of healthcare.
Our non medical care.
Yes.
You can be the task rabbit of that. It's so many different ways that people, just need your assistance. The world is moving so fast. It's a fast paced thing. And sometimes people, want the companion and the care.
Yes. And
Want you to put up their groceries.
that's a lot of what the elderly really need is that companion. Because when you get older, your kids get older, they move on with their life. And it's not like a negative thing, like that's what their intentions are, but it's just the way the world is. They
So
have to
it
move
is.
on, they have to go to work, they have to take care of their own families now. They don't always have time to go check in with grandma and grandpa. They can call them on the phone, but grandma and grandpa they get lonely and they need somebody
Absolutely.
to talk to or build a puzzle with, or like you said, unload their groceries, put them away, clean out the garage, sweep a room out. They just need that. They need somebody to
Right. They don't
talk
want to be
to.
forgot about. And a lot of times
Right.
life is
That's
moving
it.
so fast and they help us raise our kids and then the kids get raised and then now they don't have nothing to do.
Yep.
Right.
And to keep that quality of life, you want to keep them busy. So, another thing
Yes.
that is
Hmm.
out there is adult like daycare, but it's called
Daycare.
adult day
Day
habit.
service. Yeah, day services.
And we got one of those too that, we're also helping people. It's
Yes.
all the same steps. It's just whichever area that you want to, who you want to provide the service at. Because adult
Yep.
care, daycare services is basically giving giving the family a break so that they can go somewhere every day,
Yep.
be a
Get
part of
them
their
out in the
community,
community. Yep.
listening to
Yeah.
music, seeing what's happening, growing, and not getting forgot about. Because if you don't use it, you lose it.
You lose
That is
it.
so true.
You
Hmm.
lose it.
Getting them
You
to
Yeah.
lose it because
bingo.
you're not out moving around. So that those services was created for people to still stay healthy, keep their mind going, keep their body mobility,
Stay
all of that
active.
stuff going.
Yeah.
Yes.
All of that going. So I'm telling y'all, if y'all know somebody that want a non-medical care agency to start up, it is not that much. It is under $10,000. I mean,
Yes.
especially if you would do it yourself. Now, if you want us to walk you through, that's another thing. But you need the marketing dollars, and we got Terica here to help you get that 50 to 100K
Mm-hmm.
so that you can
Yep.
market yourself around the area
Absolutely.
codes.
Absolutely. And and like I said, in the foundation, like you said, is the credit. You don't want to be funding your business out of your pocket. You're going to put yourself deeper in debt. So you want to use OPM, other people's money, which is the credit. So the foundation is getting your personal credit in order because when you move into building your business credit, when you start applying for different, loans and funding and things like that for your business, guess what? They're going to look at your personal credit as a personal guarantor in the beginning because you don't have any history with business credit as of yet. So they're
Mm-hmm.
going to look at your personal credit and see how your personal credit is, how you're paying back, your different creditors, your credit cards, loans, different things like that, because that's going to give them a glimpse of who you are and your credit worthiness, and them loaning you these thousands of dollars to be able to pay this loan back. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why it's so, so important to get that in order.
Absolutely. So y'all listen. We'll be here next Sunday. If you got any questions after this live, make sure you DM us. We all gonna leave our handles. We are here. We don't want you to keep on being stuck. We got the roadmap. You don't want to be letting another year pass you by when something can been put up in the next 90 days, 3 to 6 months, and you will be out there getting your first client or two.
Yeah.
So we here.
Absolutely.
We are here. Make sure that you drop your comments if you got any more comments, or share this video with someone that you know that's interested in non-medical home care, in adult daycare living, in group homes. We're going to be interviewing other people that is in this industry to give you basically, their struggles, or the things, the pros and the cons. We here. Bulletproof Entrepreneur Biz Academy. We the non-medical home care part, we helping you build it out. We don't want you to keep staying stuck.
Absolutely.
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 And get your first 50 to 150K.
Yes.
Yes,
That's what
yes,
it's
yes.
about.
All right, guys.
Absolutely.
Now come back. My name is MyLove 2004 on Instagram. And you can follow me on Facebook at My Hall. You guys leave your handles.
My name is Shani. You can follow me on Instagram at nurse_Shani or Peggy the Voice on Facebook.
And you can follow me on Facebook, Terica Williams Store on Facebook. And then on Instagram, it will be Terica_Williams_official.
Y'all hear that? Listen, you can finally stop Googling. I know I done said it at least 5 times. Random steps. Listen, you can have a roadmap in 90 days. Make
Yes.
sure y'all hit us up. We'll be back. We out.
Yep.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.